The experts are telling us the church in America is dying and the pandemic just sped up the inevitable. So I want to ask you a question. I don't want you to answer it out loud, okay? No amens, no, don't clap. I'm just gonna ask you a question. I just want you to think about this one. Do you know who determines whether or not this is true? I'll ask it a different way. Do you know who determines whether or not your children have the opportunity to be raised in a dynamic church? Do you know who determines whether or not your grandchildren have an opportunity to sit in environments and have their minds renewed through the reality of God and the teaching of Jesus? Do you know who determines whether or not we become like Europe? I have friends in Europe who are pastors. We work with church planners in Europe all the time. And they're struggling to bring relevance, and they're struggling to bring energy back to the church in Europe where all of this began once upon a time. And do you know what they would say to those of you who are Americans or those of you who live in the United States who are Christians? Here's what they would say to you. They would say to you, fight for it. Don't give it up. Support it. Show up for it. Keep it on the forefront of American culture. Don't become like us. You have no idea what you have. Don't give it up. Don't take it for granted. It may not always be here. Just because it's always been here, just because you were raised with it, just because you drive by one every 300 yards when you're driving through a city, don't take that for granted. Because the strength of the church is the strength of a nation, and the strength of a church is the conscience of the nation. And that, my friends, can go away because once upon a time, it did not exist. Do you know who decides whether those things are true or not? We do. We do. Because you are the church. You are our church. You are your church. The question is, will we be the ecclesia of Jesus? Will we be and extend the movement of Jesus? Will we fulfill our divine mandate? And I, for one, as you can tell, I say yes, but it's not gonna happen without us.